Now we're getting into candidates that a lot of people have talked about, and if you're going to go to that, you're going to go to Donald Trump. He's number 9 in my brackets. Come on, is Donald Trump going to be president of the United States? I mean, all of our heads would explode. Of course that's not going to happen, but I feel so bad for Kasich that he doesn't have as good a chance as Trump. Trump is polling at number 2.
He's not going to be the nominee. The Republican Party would be split apart if he became the nominee, because we cannot allow the party of Reagan to be taken over by a con man.
But I think 2/3 of the party recognizes that nominating Donald Trump would be an absolute disaster. We'd get clobbered. He loses to Hillary Clinton.
You really believe that?
Yes. I think
you believe that if Trump is the nominee in Cleveland, he gets his butt kicked by Hillary Clinton?
He pointed to the CNN poll today. That shows him losing 8 points.
But he's not qualified to be president with the way he disparages people, and he's not a serious conservative. The fact is, though, that he's not going to win the presidency as the Republican nominee, and his ideas aren't conservative, and if conservatives are supporting him out of anger, they may want to reconsider because they're going to be deeply disappointed.
He's not going to be the nominee, Chuck. I have to tell you, it's not going to happen.
All of us agree, or expect all of us who are here today agree, that it would be an unmitigated disaster for our country if somebody like a Donald Trump became president of the United States. Now, the thought of Trump in the White House brings forth rather strange reactions in our stomach, leading to nausea and other symptoms. But here's the good news. Donald Trump is not going to become president of the United States. And the reason for that is the American people are much too smart to allow that to happen.
Let me put it very plainly. If we Republicans choose Donald Trump as our nominee, the prospects for a safe and prosperous future are greatly diminished. Let me explain why I say that. First, on the economy. If Donald Trump's plans were ever implemented, the country would sink into prolonged recession.
Is it Trump, Cruz, or Poland? I think it's likely to be Trump. I think he's the walking dead. I think he'll get the nomination, and he will just go down to a crushing defeat, and will be known for 100 years from now. People will say, who's the biggest loser in American politics? And it won't be McGovern, it won't be Dukakis, the word Trump.
And there's 2 ways to go. Anger and nationalism, which has been done before in history.
Whoa.
And you can go for nationalism, you can go for anger.
Donald Trump is Adolf Hitler?
If you look at what's happening with Donald Trump and his playing to the lowest common denominator and to the anger in us, where Donald Trump takes it, I have absolutely no idea. But Donald Trump is a dangerous man with the things that he has been saying. I won't vote for Donald Trump ever.
Trump is many things, some of them dark and dangerous, but at his core, he is a BS artist. The BS artist, however, has lost all connection with reality. Donald Trump has piled such vast quantities of his trademark product into the political arena that the stench is now overwhelming and unbearable.
You stand and deliver that State of the Union address. In no part of your mind or brain can you imagine Donald Trump standing up one day and delivering a State of the Union address?
Well, I can imagine it in a Saturday night skit.
Trump, I don't believe, is going to be the party's nominee. And if he is, he's going to get crushed by Hillary Clinton. And I wanted to point that out.
So what should the party do, though? What do you want? Do you want to see Mitt Romney run? If Trump's not going to back away from these things and you can't support him, right, what do you do? How do you help your friend John McCain win his re-election in Arizona?
You know, obviously Donald Trump was not my first choice or my 17th choice, to put it mildly.
This is the beginning of the end of Donald Trump.
To elect Donald Trump as president of the United States. Now, let me finish. No major party nominee in the history of this nation has ever known less or has been less prepared to deal with our national security. We cannot elect a man who has no plan whatsoever.
He will never be president of the United States.
Trump says he wants to run the nation like he's running his business? God help us. I'm a New Yorker, and I know a con when I see one.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
Donald Trump is a
here today, gone tomorrow candidate for President of the United States. Donald Trump is not going to be President of the United States.
I'll tell you this, as I watch this thing, the Trump campaign just feels like Trump's next big con. His next big con.
You deal in probabilities, so what are the odds you're putting on the race right now?
So right now we have Hillary's about a 75 or an 80% favorite. We have different versions of the forecast you can look at.
Yes, I think the Republican nominee is unfit to serve as president. I said so last week, and he keeps on proving it.
Yeah, and also don't think Donald Trump has the character or judgment to be president. That's actually more important. So I just think Donald Trump should not be president of the United States.
And I have concluded he is not qualified to be president of the United States. Based on the way he has behaved and how he has spoken and the policies he has literally thrown out there, I think it adds up to a very troubling picture.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Hey, could I just cut through? I have one thing to say, one thing only. And that is that this race is over. Tomorrow morning, the money will dry up. The Republicans will start to hide. Trump has no place to go. This race, effectively, as of tonight, is no longer a presidential race.
And predicted about a month ago that Donald Trump could actually, if you look at the industrial Midwest, a lot of us work, Donald Trump could actually win the general election. That prediction is pulled off the table for me. I can't begin to tell you how many swing voters, how many independent voters, how many moderate Republicans, how many conservative Democrats. Can't tell you how many people over the past 3 weeks have gone, you know what, I was thinking about it, I'm not thinking about it anymore. That's not to say he's not going to do well. He's just not going to win the general election in this mode. Not even close.
I've heard a lot of people say. Let's be clear. Donald Trump will lose the election. Forget his dismal polls last week. He has almost never been ahead of Hillary Clinton in the polls for a single week since they were both nominated. The major models predicting the election have only once or twice put his chances over 40%.